Hi, I'm Nicholas. I'm the loan production manager on WECU's real estate team. And this is the WECU Real Estate Market Update. On this episode, in our Market Snapshot segment, we'll talk about what's happening in Whatcom and Skagit Counties. And then in our Building Locally segment, we'll share where single-family housing construction is happening in Whatcom and Skagit County. It's going to be a great episode. Here we go. First is our market snapshot. We are just past the midpoint of the year. Whatcom and Skagit County housing market started 22 nearly as hot as 2021, with sales prices rising quickly in many cities up over 20%. However, things have begun to change. Mortgage applications are down year over year. Nationally, lenders have seen a decrease of 20% in mortgage applications overall, and listings are up. In May, many active listings available in Whatcom County market were up 36% versus a month prior. The result? Home prices are increasing less quickly. In fact, in May, 10% of the active listings decreased their list price. This would have been unheard of for the last couple of years. Instead of getting 10 offers, many sellers are getting 2 to 4. But it's important that we put this all into context. The housing market of 2020 and 2021 were burning hot. With a little cooling, it is still a seller's market. Some homes are still selling way over asking price, and most homes are going pending in fewer than 10 days. Why is this happening? What's driving the market? Well, there are two major factors. One, interest rates. We talk about interest rates in every episode, and interest rates are rising. In fact, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate for conventional mortgage across the U.S. recently surpassed 6%. Going back to even December, rates were around 3%. That is a significant increase. The second major factor is supply. In a healthy market, we'd have about 600 to 700 homes. These days, that number is just over 400, which is an increase from what it has been, but there's still not enough supply to keep up with demand. So what will happen in the housing market? Where will supply increase in our local area? That's what we'll cover in our next segment we call Building Locally. But before we jump into that, we'll take a quick break.
So, you work with a lender to get a mortgage. You get into your new home and you receive notice that your mortgage company has broken up with you and you'll be sending your payments somewhere else. You deserve a partner who will be there with you every step of the way. At WECU, we service 100% of our loans. Plus, we're not for profit, so you can rest assured knowing that we'll always have your best interest at heart.
All right, we're back. Now we're going to move into the segment we call Building Locally. In this segment, we'll talk about where homes have and will be built in the local area. Let's start with Bellingham. Bellingham's population, like most West Coast towns, is growing exponentially and has been since the mid-1980s. Bellingham currently has a population of just over 92,000 people, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. The population of Bellingham will grow to 120,000 by 2036. To accommodate for this growth, the city of Bellingham has experienced a tremendous amount of multifamily construction, and you'll see that trend continue all around town. In 2021, more than 1,200 residential units were permitted. This was the highest amount of any year going back before 2016. Again, much of this was multifamily construction. Most of the construction of single-family residents continue to take place in the northern neighborhoods of Barkley, King Mountain, and Cordata. The city has put a large emphasis on the construction of infill housing or high-density housing that focus on vacant land or underused land in urban areas. ADUs, or accessory dwelling units, are popping up all over the city. One of the largest single-family construction projects is in the North Cordata neighborhood, just south of the North Bellingham Golf Course, where 42 single-family homes have been approved. There are also over 50 townhomes that have been approved in the northern part of Barkley neighborhood, just off the Mount Baker Highway. And here, just off of Sunset, behind Bellingham Christian School, where 40 townhomes have been approved. In Ferndale, several single-family homes have been built in the last few years. And according to the latest estimates from Washington State, the city of Ferndale is now the second largest city in Whatcom County with 15,270 residents. This represents a 33.77% increase from 2010 and makes Ferndale the fastest growing city in Skagit and Whatcom counties. Unlike Bellingham, development in Ferndale has been more even mixed between single-family development and multifamily development. As mentioned in our last year's video, the Nugard Plat has now broken ground. With the conclusion of the Malloy Terrace project, this is the largest single-family development in the works in Ferndale. This development, located just south of the Horizon Middle School, has a proposed 92 lots. Lots within the subdivision will range in size from approximately 3,700 square feet to just a little over 10,000 square feet, and each lot will be developed with a detached single-family residence. A private park tract is proposed near the center of the property. There will be 6 additional open space areas that will total more than 11 acres. While not single-family development, there are a couple of major multifamily projects in the works that will change the look and feel of downtown Ferndale. The Fountain Place project is proposed in the former location of the Lindale Glass Building, adjacent to Riverfront Park. Current estimates, the project will consist of 196 apartments. And the River Place development is another major project. 150 family units and commercial space are proposed on the site of the old Riverside Golf Course. In Linden, construction of new residential units has primarily happened at the east boundary of the city along the Northwood Road corridor. Both the Code Camp Long Plat, which includes 96 single-family lots, and the Cam Creek residential development, which includes 40 single-family lots, are underway. The Cam Creek development will consist of 2 clusters of homes with the surrounding area preserved as wetland and floodplain. The Code Camp Vista development is more a traditional subdivision with 70 detached townhomes that are also planned in Linden. Construction is underway and will likely reach completion in the fall. WECU is the preferred lender for this project. As development on the east side reaches the city limits, the next phase in development in Linden will be farther west. The vacant property at Main and Guide, adjacent to the RAC, has been given a final nod from the Planning Commission. This project, known as Lionsgate, includes a total of 129 units, consisting of 8,000, 5,000, and 3,000 square foot single-family lots. It will also include duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes. Finally, the largest project in Linden is expected to break ground in 2023 or 2024. The Pepin Creek sub-area, located between Double Ditch and Benson Roads, is slated for 1,700 housing units to be constructed in the next 12 to 15 years. Finally, that brings us to the Blaine and Birch Bay area, where a lot of the development is in the works. As featured in last year's video, the Grandis Pond, located in East Blaine off H Street, has its preliminary plat approved and needs to submit its construction plan application before it can get started on the almost 400 homes in the first phase. Construction is also started in the Woodbury at Semiahmoo, which will bring another 29 homes to the area, as well as Drayton Reach's 39-unit Montford Park neighborhood. One of the largest projects in the area is the 480-unit neighborhood Semiahmoo Highlands development, which is in the preliminary stages of development. The 353-acre project is expected to have single-family lots, townhomes, and multifamily buildings. The first phase of the development on the city land will be 40 single-family homes and retail space across from the Semiahmoo Golf and Country Club. However, the first phase won't be built out for another 6 to 8 years. And finally, we come to Cedar Woolley. Cedar-Woolley has seen a good amount of growth over the last several years, and it has become a place where many first-time homebuyers working in Whatcom County can still find an affordable home. The largest development is the Bucko Estates, which is slated for 64 lots. So as you can see, homes are being built locally. This will help increase supply, which will be good news for future homebuyers. When it all boils down, is it a good time to jump in, or should you wait? First, we think that the rest of 2022 will remain hot. Housing prices will continue to increase, but not as quickly. If you're looking to trade in your starter home for a larger home, consider the long-term financial impact of trading in that lower interest rate for a higher one. You might alternatively consider using a HELOC or a home equity loan instead to increase your livable square footage instead of moving. Our loan officers could give you a better idea of what you might be able to get approved for and what that payment will look like. Schedule a meeting or call to chat with one of our loan officers, or sign up for our first-time homebuyer webinar. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. We want to thank you for joining us for the WECU Real Estate Market Update. We'll see you next time.
So, you work with a lender to get a mortgage. You get into your new home and you receive notice that your mortgage company has broken up with you and you'll be sending your payments somewhere else. You deserve a partner who will be there with you every step of the way. At WECU, we service 100% of our loans. Plus, we're not for profit, so you can rest assured knowing that we'll always have your best interest at heart.